don't get what I want, I get what I need. Every single day I'm heading off to my dream, and I get everything that I damn well please. I don't give a damn if you all listening to me, cause I run it. I'm the only one that really want it. I'm the only one that's really on it. I'm just being honest. I'm just doing everything I promise.
Welcome to the fourth episode of Labor of Love Citywide Special. I am Robbie Kendall, and we are here tonight at a very, very exciting moment because we are at the final quarterfinal match for this big tournament. Yes. Ryan O'Donnell, what's going on tonight?
Well, we're going to see three incredible matches, the last one being that quarterfinal match. But before that, we have two more fine contests to bring us in here. And Scott Holliday is going to tell us about what we're going to now.
Yes, we got a one-on-one contest. Very excited to be here. Glad to be back with you, gents.
Well, it's always a pleasure, Scott, as you know, to be with me.
Frank Bonetti not getting a rousing response here, Scott.
And not making any friends out here. It's unwise to be on the wrong end of that ring announcer.
It has not worked out well for anyone, that's for sure, Scott.
It's true. Bonetti. It's going to be a good Irish fight, or I'm sorry, a good Italian fight here. Sturdy Sal.
And there's Sal Mistretta representing the opposition tonight for Frank Bonetti.
Sturdy Sal's been training here at the Worldwide Dojo. You can always count on Sturdy Sal.
And you know, this issue stems from episode 1 of the Citywide Special when these two locked horns in that big battle royal. That issue was not settled in episode 1, so here we are on episode 4, and these two are going to go at it. There's a vendetta here tonight, Ryan O'Donnell.
Mm-hmm. That's absolutely right.
And look at Mistretta.
Talking about sturdy, I saw Sal walking around backstage with 100-pound dumbbells in either hand. Like it was nothing, like he was going for a walk at the park. Now that is factual, statistical strength.
Sal Mistretta always training, always trying to get stronger.
And of course, both of these men agitated by the fact that they are not part of the Citywide Special Heavyweight Championship Tournament. Instead, they're here in our opening singles contest, and it's just a battle for supremacy and a battle for pride.
And these two each look across the ring at the person they feel is to blame for the loss of that opportunity.
Absolutely, and you know, Scott, when one of these two men defeats the other, they're going to finally feel like they can maybe move past that loss in that battle royal and then continue on with their career here at Labor of Love Wrestling.
Yeah, this is the first step in the path of redemption. Try to get back on the winning side here. Oh, just leaves himself open for that straight
those
shot.
Demons. Look how quickly Mistretta moves in there.
Just showing a little bit, I'm better than you.
Mistretta looks that intense amateur wrestling background.
Calling him a baby.
You see the low center of gravity there on Mistretta. He looks like a power lifter. Great upper body strength, strong legs.
I mean, you cannot stop Sal Mistretta from hitting those weights.
Many have tried.
Ooh, scissors chop right to the throat.
Playing to his ego a little there.
Bonetti, the height advantage, the reach advantage, and he's going to have to use both of them to counteract the power of Mistretta here. And now look at that. He's targeting, you know, you can't really do much to strengthen the larynx, and so he's targeting a very vulnerable spot on the otherwise very, very formidable Sal Mistretta by going after that throat.
No protection there. Up and over. Great agility by Mistretta.
Big clothesline.
Now going tossing.
There is that strength.
Good distance on that.
It's like he's throwing a shot put in there, Scott.
Belly to belly. Into the senton. Into the cover. Only good for 2.
Beautiful chain of offensive maneuvers there by Sal Mistretta. He links them together so impactfully in order to maximize the effect of each one.
But Bonetti immediately getting a handful of tights there.
The resourcefulness again of Bonetti, and he's going to have to use that if he wants to win this contest. And now,
resourcefulness is one way to call it. Other would call it cheating.
What would you call it, Ryan?
I would call it a practical use of the skill set you have at your hand.
And now you see our cameraman getting that great shot of Sal Mistretta as he suffers and tries to gain his footing once again.
So what does the data say about this matchup?
Well, you know, I think you had said it earlier, Scott. That low center of gravity for Sal makes it very hard to get an offense on him, but also to defend against him. And, you know, I don't want to spoil things too much for people here, but I will say, I like the odds of Sal here.
Do hate spoilers. Into the cover here.
Now you're not going to beat Mistretta with an elbow drop. Maybe a little bit too early to go for a victory. However, you're trying to wear Mistretta down there by making him kick out repeatedly. It's sort of just a glancing shot to the face from Bonetti.
Yeah, and that's the other thing, you know.
And now they send Mistretta here to the outside, prone on the concrete floor. He's in the laps of some of our labor of love faithful in the front row.
And that's exactly what I was going to say. The willingness of Frank Bonetti here to take the match to the outside does actually give him a little bit of an advantage here.
Double axe handle from the ring apron. Came crashing down right there on the back of the neck and the shoulder of Sal Mistretta.
Teeing off on the side of the head.
Now they're just brawling on the outside. Mistretta slams Frank Bonetti's face right there into the ring apron, and he's employing a big slap in the face. Is that Mama Mistretta?
That's Mama Mistretta.
Mamma mia!
No disqualification there. Ref letting it go. Oh, wait a minute.
You know, I think it's about time that someone put Bonetti in his place. If it wasn't his own parents, thank God Mistretta's parents are here to do it for him.
Bonetti immediately going low there. There's another body part you can't train.
Absolutely not. And that is sort of the strategic component of Bonetti's attack. He's going after all of the weak spots on Mistretta's body. You know, as much as I don't like him, that's an admirable approach.
Yeah, and that's when you start to think about cumulative damage here. How much of it can Sal take?
Reverse suplex there. A lot of torque on the neck with that maneuver.
We've been talking a lot about the strength of Mistretta, but you know, we shouldn't undersell Bonetti's strength. A very strong competitor himself, and he hooks the leg there, but not quite enough to put away Mistretta. However, I do think the cumulative effect of those pinfall attempts are starting to drain the energy of Mistretta and the strength.
Very true. Every time you force your opponent to have to kick out, they're expelling energy, and eventually that's going to have a huge toll on the body.
Looking like he's setting up for maybe a side suplex here. Mistretta, though, reverses it, wiggles his way out, and hits him with a huge lariat.
Back elbow. And another. Mistretta in control. Looking for Northern Lights.
Just got him over there. Mistretta now. Wow, sort of a belly-to-belly combination spine buster.
Into the cover. Hooks that leg.
And that was close, Scott.
Not a lot behind that kick out.
Absolutely not. You know, Mistretta, again, with that upper body strength, when he pins your shoulders to the mat, you are expending a lot of energy getting out of that pinning predicament.
Into the jawbreaker.
The bell sounded, but it was an accident. Big clothesline by Bonetti. It just shows you the focus that both of these athletes have to not be distracted by any external stimulation.
Now going for, it looks like a fisherman suplex. Couldn't keep that leg hooked.
Didn't hit the bridge, but nevertheless.
Only good for 2. Those
Kicks
big,
out.
thick legs of Mistretta are hard to hold on to.
Yeah, and just that second from not making that bridge
And you
gave
see,
him the time to kick out.
you see Bonetti against looking a little bit confused, looking a little bit concerned, not exactly sure, it seems, what his next offensive maneuver will be. But now it seems to he has decided he's heading over there to the top turnbuckle. Again, we've mentioned every episode, very low ceilings here at the dojo.
He's going to fly. Nobody home. Mistretta to his feet. Rolls him through. Sits down.
Sits down with it.
Hooks both the legs. That's all.
And that is a decisive and impressive victory for Sal Mistretta, who comes in here tonight and he exercises the demon of Frank Bonetti, who cost him, in his opinion, his chance at the Labor of Love Championship in that Battle Royal.
Gets to do it in front of mom and dad in his hometown here in Philadelphia. There's nothing better than that.
And you know Mama and Papa Mistretta are happy about this. They're proud as punch, and they are looking on in pride at big Sal Mistretta, victorious tonight in episode 4 of the Citywide Special.
And I think early on in this episode, we already have the Vinny's Barbershop cut above from that fantastic knife edge chop from Mama Mistretti.
Absolutely, he worked that knife edge chop like old Vinny works the 8-inch shears.
Now we're coming into the Catch Point Spotlight match. Now Catch Point, a brand new school here in Philadelphia, which is churning out some of the most amazing young wrestlers today. And their trainers are quite a formidable team of world-renowned expert professional wrestlers. Tell us about them.
We got some fantastic trainers over at Catch Point. Drew Gulak, Nate Wallace. Some of the best that ever put on a pair of boots, training the next generation of wrestlers.
Of course, Wheeler Yuta, current television personality, Tracy Williams, former Ring of Honor Pure Wrestling champion. Such credentials that these men bring to the table, and they have imparted all of that knowledge, all of those athletic gifts onto these men.
BYL in there.
You know, none of these young competitors have a lot of data on them, so crunching the numbers for this one was pretty hard. But one thing that's also hard to compute is what happens when every member of the match has trained with each other. They know each other so well.
Absolutely. And they're not going to see anything in this contest that they haven't seen in training, that they haven't prepared, countered for. So maybe it's a matter of who's going to be the most creative, who can bring some unique, fresh offense to the table in this matchup.
These three individuals hyped up, ready for action here at Labor of Love.
We've got Brandon Houdini, we got Ben the Bean, and we've got Mickey Collins making their way in to a very familiar spot, the dojo here in Bristol, Pennsylvania.
So there's going to be a 6-man tag, 3-on-3 action here. They're very proud of where they've come from, proud to be from Catch Point.
Ben the Bean just happy to be here.
We've got Brandon Houdini starting things off here with BYL. Now, a lot on the line in this 6-man action. The losing team has to go back to Catch Point and explain to their trainers why they lost this matchup. BYL working that wrist lock, got it in deep.
Clap for him! Appreciate this man!
Great reversal there. Really working the fundamentals into that hammer lock. It would be horrible to have to go back to Drew Gulak and explain how you tapped to a hammer lock.
I cannot imagine the fate of somebody who would do that.
I feel like
escape.
There might be some extra squats for the losing team here next time they hit the old training center.
I would hate to be part of that submission Sunday, that's for sure.
These two know each other very well, just finding different escapes here, feeling each other out into the single leg Boston Crab. BYL wants nothing to do with this.
Yeah, Scott, you can see the familiarity that they have with each other from that opening sequence. No one really getting the decisive upper hand, and we're sort of back to square one here. The feeling out process continues.
Tag made. Ben the Bean in here.
Ben the Bean.
Finds himself in a side headlock.
Harunah now Ben the Bean. I would say Ben the Bean probably the leanest competitor, as his name would imply in this contest. Strength advantage firmly in the camp of Harunah here. Harunah now, Ben the Bean though. Look at the speed. Beautiful hip toss.
Into the cover. Only good for 2 though.
Ben the Bean now jumps right back on that side headlock. He's not keeping the position of Harunah the way he may want it, and that allows Harunah to escape and now trap him in a leg scissors. Bean trying to bridge out. Not successful thus far.
Trying to find that escape. He's nowhere near the ropes. He's got to find an escape here. And now into the full Nelson.
Just locks him in a traditional full Nelson. And he's got those fingers locked. Of course, that's the key to the full Nelson, making sure that those fingers are interlocked. And he had it, but for some reason decides to let it go. And that may be the useful inexperience of these men.
Well, the tag was made. Okay, Rojas legal now.
You know, you can just see it in their faces here, that type of competition that only happens when you know people so well, when you have teammates you work with, whether they're friends or foes, when you finally get them into that true competitive environment, you see a whole different side of people.
Jade deciding to warm up the pectorals there with a couple push-ups in the middle of this matchup.
Absolutely a different environment. You're correct, Ryan, from being in a closed training center and doing something for practice and being in front of the wrestling world here on YouTube and live in Bristol, and knowing that thousands of people are watching everything you're doing.
Then the Bean in the wrong side of town.
Bean now trying to crawl over to his corner and make that
Tag
all-important
made.
tag, and there it is.
BYL coming in now. No, wait a minute, no.
Big clotheslines.
Teeing off. There comes BYL. Young legend there. Stomping away in the corner.
BYL neutralizing that attack. He was sort of the one to put a stop to it, and he has been the stopper thus far in the match, intervening when the other team was gaining an offensive advantage.
Somewhat of a veteran move there by BYL. Instead of charging directly into the ring, he went around the side, through the under the ropes on the backside of the ring for a bit of a surprise attack.
And any trainer will tell you, some people are just born with certain inborn skills. Some people have an innate strength, some people have an innate athleticism, and some people just have an innate grasp of how to work the ring.
Yeah, the psychology of wrestling.
Yep. Only good for 1 there with that nonchalant cover.
The strategy of BYL coming into play here. Gifted in that respect, no doubt.
BYL likes to tease his opponents. Pretend he's going to whip him into his partners, but there's the tag. Mickey Collins in now, hitting everything that moves.
Look at Mickey Collins really letting loose with those clothesline. Hits the BYL with a big hip toss, and Mickey Collins is fired up.
Knee to the midsection now. Looking for another vertical suplex here.
Does he have the strength to do what he does, but it's interrupted.
And now it's all breaking down.
The referee has lost control in this one. He's got to admonish these competitors and get some of them out of the ring. There's only 2 legal men.
Everybody's hooked.
2 suplexes and a DDT in the middle there by BYL.
And these are the types of matches that are fun for me. With the statistics, these have the lowest confidence scores of any of the matches I have. So everything's a surprise here.
Right, and you're just building up that database now for these competitors.
He's kicking right in the back of the ankle.
BYL crawling desperately over to the ropes, but not where he needs to be, sort of trapped in the center, and an ankle lock now administered there by Mickey Collins. Collins lays down on it. He hooks the legs.
His partners are all tied up. He tapped out. That's it.
Mickey Collins, Scott, getting the huge victory there as he makes BYL submit.
Drew Gulak would be proud, that's for sure.
And you know, wherever Drew Gulak is, he's waiting for a text message to find out who won this big matchup. Mickey Collins is going to be happy to bang that one out backstage. Let his trainer know that he was victorious. And Ben the Bean celebrating. Brandon Houdini.
We are looking at the future of professional wrestling here.
Absolutely, and the future is bright. All 6 of these men will be a force to be reckoned with in labor of love wrestling for many years to come. And I think we're going to see all of them on our WrestleMania weekend show in Philadelphia this coming spring.
The following is a Labor of Love Citywide Tournament first round match.
Oh, now this is what I'm most excited about. This is probably the match that has the most numbers and storytelling behind it. When I first heard that this was going to be a first round matchup, this was immediately the one that jumped out at me as maybe the one that was going to be the most impactful. Quite a history here between these competitors. Can't wait to see it and talk more about it.
Absolutely, and this is the final quarterfinal contest as we see Danjerhawk enter the dojo. He is prepared for maybe the biggest match of his career as he attempts to put himself in line for a semifinal match on the road to WrestleMania weekend and the road to the Labor of Love Championship.
I've known Danjerhawk for a long, long time. He likes being the underdog. He likes being underestimated because he likes to come out here and blow the doors off and put silence to all the doubters out there.
And you know, for many people here, I would say Danjerhawk is not an underdog for most of the competitors we see tonight, except for maybe the man he's going against tonight.
And you alluded to him. Here's the music. We all know the music.
Robbie, you talked earlier about a home field advantage.
If there is one, this man has it. Because this man, the head trainer of this very facility, we are going to see momentarily the entrance of Cheeseburger. I would have to say, Ryan, the odds-on favorite, and correct me if I'm wrong, but the odds-on favorite in this tournament.
I would say any number would tell you that. Now, we don't know what's going to happen today. I mean, I do, but you don't. But international wrestling sensation, head trainer of the Worldwide Dojo, Philadelphia. I mean, who would make a better first inaugural citywide champion than the man who's put Philadelphia on the map for over a decade now?
There he is, Cheeseburger, as Ryan told us, a veteran of international wrestling wars all over the globe, and he is here in his home base to try to advance to the semifinal round.
World famous Cheeseburger.
Look at that colorful jacket worn by Cheeseburger.
From cyberspace, weighing at 145 pounds, the Scarlet Sparrow, Danjerhawk! And in this corner from Trenton, New Jersey, weighing at 151 pounds, he is world famous, Cheeseburger!
Big pop from the crowd for Cheeseburger. Now, there's something about this match that Cheeseburger takes very personally.
Absolutely. And I mean, that they're both competing to advance to the semifinals of this tournament, but there is something deeper, as you alluded to, Ryan O'Donnell, because in October 2021, it was a singles match. And for the first time, Danjerhawk beat his trainer, beat Cheeseburger, and then later at Wreckage in the Warehouse, he was pinned again by Danjerhawk. And so Cheeseburger is frustrated by having lost to his student twice in succession and is here not only to advance in this tournament, but also earn a measure of revenge and restore the proper student-teacher hierarchy in terms of these two.
Great escape there by Danjerhawk. You're in there with your trainer, so it's someone you know very well. They've taught you everything that you know, but not everything that they know.
And there's Cheeseburger waving off Danjerhawk.
You know, this is a championship tournament, right? We're looking for the first ever citywide champion. But Danjerhawk, he's already got some gold here in the city of Philadelphia. He's the reigning Pro Wrestling Explosion champion, looking to add yet another belt to that collection.
And I know a little bit about Pro Wrestling Explosion. I was there the night Bobby Dempsey won the Pro Wrestling Explosion Heavyweight Championship. There's a great lineage to that belt, and Danjerhawk is proud to carry the banner of Pro Wrestling Explosion, but he's looking to add another belt to his resume here by advancing to the semifinals of the Labor of Love Citywide Special Tournament. Side headlock there, locked in by Cheeseburger. And Cheeseburger's talking to his student. I think there maybe you see sort of the vestiges of that rivalry that we were talking about.
Good shoulder tackle there, but Danjerhawk refusing to stay down here.
Danjerhawk grabs a side headlock of his own, moving into the ropes, both competitors. Irish whip by Cheeseburger, shoulder block by Danjerhawk. And now Danjerhawk showing us the big guns.
You can kind of see, though it was a taunt, you could kind of see some pride in Cheeseburger's eyes as he looked up at his protege.
Absolutely.
And now picking the ankle. Big head of steam.
Duck under, leapfrog. Danjerhawk hits the ropes. And a beautiful Harunah drop kick by Danjerhawk. Danjerhawk now back up to his feet. And Cheeseburger might have been laughing a few moments ago, but not laughing right now.
Up and over. Off the knees. Into the cover.
Only a 2 count. Cheeseburger not going to go down that easily here in front of his hometown crowd.
No, it's interesting to watch Cheeseburger constantly trying to quicken the pace. I think he also wants to prove that he can keep up with the speed of Danjerhawk.
Absolutely. Cheeseburger always known for his speed, but obviously as you become a veteran and as young people come up behind you, you want to prove that you can hang with that younger generation. So there is pride there coming from the teacher end as well as from the student end. Now working on the wrist, just cranking it back, and look at that odd angle, Scott, that he's got that wrist bent at.
Fully in control, locking the joint in place, and now attacking it with the boot.
And of course you also have to know, again as a trainer, he's probably privy to all of the injuries, all of the weaknesses that Danjerhawk might be suffering from. Even if we, as commentators or the media or the public, does not know about them, you can bet Cheeseburger knows about every single one.
Yeah, it seems like he's targeting that left arm. That's a good point there, Robbie.
Looks like he's also going after the digits there, working over the fingers, the phalanges.
And just jamming those fingers back into the mat.
Some of that was right. Into the covers.
I mean, he's a trainer, not a storyteller.
And once again, just going right back to that arm.
Cheeseburger interpreting the words of Danjerhawk, saying that he has not quit. Danjerhawk now trying to power up to a vertical base. He hit a elbow to the midsection and now unloading with forearms. The two men still locked up though because Cheeseburger refuses to release that wrist lock.
Cheeseburger, the veteran, knows how to hurt you. Big body slam. Cheeseburger off the ropes, dropping that elbow.
And look at the extra mustard he put on that elbow. Sort of moving his body to create a sort of frenetic energy as he lowers the boom on the throat of Danjerhawk. Again, Cheeseburger may be becoming a little bit too preoccupied with the crowd here at the dojo. Slap in the face of Danjerhawk, and Cheeseburger, you can tell, feels that he has this match firmly in his control.
Danjerhawk fighting out of desperation now, just trying to find some way to battle back with these open-handed chops.
Again, back to the wrist. He let it go for a little bit, and Danjerhawk mounted some semblance of a comeback, so now Cheeseburger resorting to the exact thing that put him in control in the first place, but Danjerhawk kicks now. One to the leg, one to the midsection, an Irish whip.
Dodges the lariat. Building up that head of steam.
Beautiful
flying in.
Flying lariat there by Danjerhawk. You know, what do you notice about the dynamic so far in this match, Scott?
Well, it's very clear to me that Cheeseburger wants to establish that he is the better competitor here. I think those 2 losses have been weighing on the mind of Cheeseburger, but now Danjerhawk putting it all on the line. Trying to show that he isn't hurt, but look at him favor that wrist. Standing moonsault into the cover, hooks the leg.
Only a 2 count. But again, and you got to wonder what the psychology is at this point in the match. Danjerhawk has to be asking himself, can I do it 3 times in a row? And at the same time, those doubts have to start creeping in for Cheeseburger. He's been here not once but twice where he's fallen victim to his student. So when Danjerhawk is on the offense like now, is he just waiting for it to happen again?
That's right.
Rushing in.
No other student has beaten Cheeseburger more than once.
Firehawk.
Certainly he's never been beaten 3
Leg.
times.
Fireman's carry there converted into sort of a sit-down TKO by Cheeseburger, but Danjerhawk escapes.
Now, I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but it looks like Danjerhawk removed one of his gauntlets on that injured arm. I think that means that it's starting to swell, and that was starting to bother him, so he had to remove it.
Great point.
And now, waistlock, standing switch. Turns him inside out and right back to the arm.
Right back to that arm, and you saw even that Danjerhawk attempting to use that arm to execute a reversal and couldn't really hold on because the strength just isn't there after all that punishment that he's endured for the last 8 or 10 minutes.
I mean, when you take someone's limbs away, they're not used to fighting without it. They fall back on their instincts.
Big flying knee by Danjerhawk. And that was close. You can start to see the Cheeseburger is reeling here.
And you can see from our vantage point, Danger having trouble hooking that leg with that injured arm.
Absolutely. That's one of the benefits of destroying those limbs. Oh, and he didn't catch all of it. I don't know who got the worst of that exchange. It
Rolls
looks
him
like
over.
Cheeseburger.
It looked like Cheeseburger was trying to get out of the way. Danjerhawk was able to adjust midair.
And sometimes that's one of the dangers of rolling inward to an opponent who's executing a move like that. You actually open up different parts of your body, and the punishment can actually be worse.
It's going right back to that limb, though.
Absolutely. Cheeseburger, whenever he feels lost, whenever he feels like he is in danger, he renews the attack on that arm. Fireman's carry position.
Danger with the counter, though. Into the destroyer.
Into the destroyer, and now
This could be it. A third time. Into the cover.
only
Cheeseburger
2.
out at 2.
And
You
that-
got to think the thought of going 0-3 against your student is enough to get a little bit more of that kick out here for Cheeseburger.
Absolutely.
Danjerhawk going to look to put Cheeseburger away. No, rolls through. Oh, the super kick.
Crescent kick.
Snapdragon.
And now Cheeseburger's fired up. He can feel it. He's looking for his first victory here.
Looking for that palm strike, missed though. Backslide.
Rolls out of it. Lobby
Oh.
stroke cradle.
Now into the crucifix there. Ooh, Cheeseburger out at the very last second. Oh, strike.
There's the palm strike. He's put away many men with that.
No, kicks out, but right again to that arm. Cross arm breaker, and that's it.
And there it
Danger
is.
had to chat.
The cross arm breaker did it in.
He had to tap.
And Cheeseburger has finally scored a victory against his student Danjerhawk, and in doing so has advanced to the semifinal round of the Labor of Love Citywide Special Title Tournament.
Cheeseburger moving on, bringing all that experience with him into the next round.
And so now, gentlemen, our semifinals are set. We will have Cheeseburger in one bracket taking on Dr. Ethan Wild, and then in the other bracket, it'll be a match of the outfielders. They'll collide as Shea McCoy and Weber Hatfield finally go one-on-one for the first time ever.
First time
First
ever.
time ever. Ryan, is this what the data said was going to happen?
You know, the data strongly supported Cheeseburger coming out victorious in this, but I will say, data or not, an amazing effort by Danjerhawk to try to come back. And as you saw them leaving the ring, Danjerhawk Cheeseburger, a loving embrace to show that teacher-student relationship. And we'll see you next time when we have our semifinals.